Welcome back to Spring into Math 7. I'm Mrs. Campbell, and today we're going to be talking about making equations using tables, and we're going to be talking about the constant of proportionality. Let's get started. Let's jump right in with an example. Dora has been asked to make cupcakes for the entire swim team. She knows how much icing she needs when she makes 1, 2, or 3 cupcakes. How much icing will she need for the whole team of 45 swimmers? The table below shows the ratio of cupcakes to tablespoons of icing. Dora knows how much icing she will need for up to 3 cupcakes. So I put what we know so far in our table here. 1 cupcake takes 3 tablespoons, 2, 6, 3, 9. And the question is asking us to figure out how much icing, how many tablespoons of icing would we need for 45 cupcakes. So the first thing we need to do is identify and kind of prove the fact that this table does have a proportional relationship. So let's think about those 3 tests that we did before. And it does, in fact, pass all 3 of those tests. Number 1, the number of cupcakes increases by 1 each time, that top row. Number 2, the number of tablespoons of icing increases by 3 each time, that's the bottom row. And third, the relationship between the number of cupcakes and tablespoons of icing is multiplying the number of cupcakes by 3 each time to get the number of tablespoons of ice cream. And I'll show this to you again on a different kind of graph. It might make a little bit more sense visually. So we know that the relationship between the cupcakes and the icing tells the constant of proportionality. And the constant of proportionality is 3. So let's look at this in a little different type of a table. We've got the number of cupcakes here and the tablespoons of icing here. And we're going to call this our working column. And what we're going to do in the working column is we're going to take our first number, times it by the constant of proportionality, and get our ending number. And you can see down here, I've got number of cupcakes times the constant of proportionality, which we said was 3 for this problem, equals the number of tablespoons of icing. So for 1 cupcake times 3, our constant of proportionality is 3. 2 times 3 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9. 4 times 3, question mark. 10 times 3, question mark. And 45 times 3, question mark. So you would fill those in. Okay, no matter how many cupcakes are made, all we have to do is multiply the number of cupcakes by 3, and we can find out how many tablespoons of icing we need, because we know that 3 is our constant of proportionality. So how do we turn this into an equation? Well, it's actually not that hard. We use variables to represent parts of the equation that we do not know, and we put in numbers, we'll highlight that, for the parts that we do know. So let's let C equal the number of cupcakes. Because the number of cupcakes can change, we're going to use a variable. Let's let 3 be the constant of proportionality, because we know that. And T equal the tablespoons of icing. We'll use a variable for that one also because the number can change. Now we write the equation out as number of cupcakes times constant of proportionality equals tablespoons of icing, or C times 3 equals T. Now it looks like an algebraic equation. And the final step is just to simply solve. See, if we know our equation is C times 3 equals T, and we know that she's making 45 cupcakes, we can plug 45 in for C. 45 times 3 equals T, and 45 times 3 equals 135. So we know that Dora needs 135 tablespoons of icing for 45 cupcakes. That just about does it for this lesson. Thanks so much for joining us, everyone, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.